Hare Krishna. Today we are discussing the issue of what is the purpose of life. This is a very important question for every human being. Every intelligent human being is asking this question. What is the meaning of life? What is life meant for? Is life just for us to eat, sleep, mate, defend, and die? Then what is the difference between us and the animals? The animals are doing the same thing. They're eating, they're mating, they're sleeping, they're defending, and then they reproduce and they die. So therefore, if human life is simply based on these four principles, then we are simply sophisticated animals. So therefore, there must be a higher purpose to this human life. And that is why God, in His wisdom, has given man more intelligence so that he can use this developed intelligence in inquiring the meaning of life. So in a Krishna consciousness, we address this issue very seriously. Why are we here? Where are we going? These are the issues an intelligent man addresses. So life is meant for finding out where we have come from, why we are in this world, why all this trouble we are going through, and upon all this, we still have to leave this world. We have to die. And when we die, where do we go? So the purpose of life, the purpose of the superior intelligence is to help us understand why we are here and where we are going. So first and foremost is that we are spiritual beings having a material experience. We are spirit souls in the dress of the body, and we are having a material experience. And this material experience involves birth, it involves old age, it involves disease, and it involves death. So if one wants to transcend these things, actually that is the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to transcend birth, transcend disease, transcend old age, and to transcend death. How is that possible, one may ask? It is possible if we associate with elevated people. If we associate with spiritually minded people, they will guide us how to utilize this human form in achieving this goal of overcoming birth, overcoming disease, overcoming old age, and overcoming death. These are the real problems of life. The real problems of life are these things I've mentioned. And everyone in this world, irrespective of your social status, has to go through these four problems. So the goal of life is to solve these problems permanently. So to solve these problems permanently, we have to dig deep into ourselves. We have to find out, who am I? Am I my physical body? Am I my legs? Am I my hands? Am I the head? Am I the body? Or am I superior to the body? Am I the mind? Am I the intelligence? Am I my false ego? Or I am beyond mind, intelligence, and false ego? When we probe like this, when we use this higher intelligence to probe like this, then we come to understand that there is a being, there is an aspect of us which is superior to mind, intelligence, and ego. And that is what we call the soul, the spirit soul. That is part and parcel of God. Krishna tells us in Bhagavad Gita that every living entity in this world, the soul, is part and parcel of him eternally. So that means every living being is linked with God. We have a central root, we have a central connection with Krishna, and that is where we have come from. And that is why everybody is born into this world. That is why everybody grows sick, and that is why everybody grows old, and eventually everybody dies. Because we are not part of this world. The spirit soul is not part of this world. The spirit soul is part of the spiritual world. Therefore, we don't belong here. This material world is like a foreign land. And because it's not our home, we have to leave. Whether we like it or we don't like it. Whether we agree or we don't agree. Everybody will eventually leave this world. So, the purpose of life is to solve these problems of birth, disease, old age, and death. And we can only solve these problems when we associate with spiritually exalted people who understand the meaning of life and who are connected to the origin of life, which is Krishna or God or Allah, whatever name you want to call it. So therefore, the purpose of life is to overcome birth, overcome disease, overcome old age, and overcome death. And that is only possible when we associate with devotees of the Hare Krishna movement, because they are very enlightened and they are in connection with Krishna, the Supreme Being. They understand this science and they can impart this science to you. So we urge everybody to associate with the devotees, to inquire from them, to learn from them how to solve these problems of life. Hare Krishna.